Hello, beautiful people in this world and outside the world. The world's a better place because you were here to join us. My name is Matt Brown. I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. It's a Tuesday, the 7th of April, 2026. First weekend of April's in the books. Spring is truly here and coasting. Let's make sure that happens. And we had a crazy weekend across the world of sports, news, entertainment, and culture. And we have to talk about what happened in the world of sports, news, entertainment, and culture. This is your tweet cap here on the Productive Conversations podcast, episode 717. So let's get into it. And before we do all of that, before we talk about outer space and military stuff and celebrities and music and amazing baseball players, I just want to remind you all to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check out exclusive content regarding the show across all social media platforms. We're on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X at ProdCavoPod, TikTok at ProdCavoPod, Facebook at Productive Conversations, and of course, check us out on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. We had a great first weekend in April. Hope you had a wonderful Easter weekend, a wonderful Passover weekend, all of that good stuff as we celebrate the great things in our world, family, friends, and the pursuit of happiness. And before we talk about everything, I have to let you know who's on the show. It's Allison and Ryan today. I'm so happy to see you guys. What's up?
Not much. Happy to be here.
Amen to that. Great to see you all. And before we get our perspective on things, some programming notes. On Tuesday, we'll have a reaction to the national championship in college basketball, the University of Connecticut versus the University of Michigan. We'll see who ends up on top. We'll have a reaction for you on Tuesday as well as this regular tweet cap. And then on Friday, we'll have another tweet cap talking about what happened, what was trending during this week ahead. So two shows today. This tweet cap to talk about what happened over the weekend, the national championship reaction, and then Friday's what happened this week. It's a Masters week this week for those golf fans. And we'll have a reaction to the Masters as a sports productive conversation returns on Monday. So check that out. So reacting to that, me and Alec Reeves will do our first baseball show of the season.
Nice.
Then we have me and Faces do the NBA on a separate show. All of that on Monday and more, as we're really about to start. We're about to start a crazy period. The NBA postseason starts next week. The NHL postseason starts next week. Got the Masters and the spring and baseball and love and movie and spring releases and all of that good stuff. So let's get to it. Let's talk about what happened over this weekend, where me and Allison, with some of the greatest people in the city of New York, got to see the Yankees defeat the Miami Marlins. So shout out to all of you. And I got to see a couple good movies over the weekend. I really like this movie, LA Confidential. That's gonna go down as a top 25 favorite film of mine. See it on Amazon Prime. Anyone see LA Confidential?
No, I remember we were talking while you watched it. So
oh yes, that was
you gave
really
me some
good.
info while you were watching.
So we got
the early reviews.
So yes, we got that, and of course we had the Easter and Passover for all those who celebrated. Got to see some family on Sunday, so that's always lovely. How was your weekend, everybody?
It was
Ryan,
good.
Allison, and Jose. We got Jose in the building too.
Nice.
Perfect timing.
It was
it was good.
I had such a great weekend. A lot of love and a lot of just excitement with cool people, and yeah, it was really good.
We got more stories to add to the mix.
Yes.
What's going on, Jose? How are you doing today?
Terrific. Thank you for asking.
Definitely. Well, we got the crew here, so let's get into it. Let's talk about what took place over the weekend. First things first, I want to let you know this Iran war is turning into some roller coaster. So at the time of this recording, we had President Trump talk about how He's ready to truly obliterate Iran, whatever that means. He said if a deal isn't made by 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, then they're gonna go back to the Stone Age, whatever that means. We'll see. But of course, if you hear about a nuke, we will react to it in due time. But hopefully that doesn't happen. We do not need those problems.
I don't think there will be a nuke.
Perfect. Well, if there's any silver lining to this war, if there's any good stories to come out of it, I think what happened over the weekend regarding an F-15E Strike. I mean, this is a fighter pilot. A United States fighter pilot was shot down by Iranian forces on April 3rd. That was Friday, with both crew members, a pilot and a weapons system officer, ejecting into hostile territory, pretty much in the mountains of Iran, right? The pilot was rescued within hours, and the weapons system officer was a bit more dramatic. The CIA launched a deception campaign inside Iran, spreading the word that U.S. forces had already found the second crew member and were removing him on the ground while simultaneously using the, quote, unique capabilities to locate him. And they found him in a mountain, and he is home now. So that's great to report. President Trump described it as a Easter miracle. He said it was, quote, one of the most daring search and rescue operations in United States history, and said it was the first time in military memory that 2 U.S. pilots have been rescued separately deep in enemy territory. Iran claimed it disrupted the operation and shot down multiple aircrafts. The United States themselves confirmed no American service members were killed, so that's a good thing. As I mentioned last week, just want to get all of those men and women, those brave men and women, all those soldiers home. And it's nice to hear a story like this where it happened. And within 10 years, this is going to be a great movie if they do it right.
Yeah.
So we
don't know the name of the person yet, but yeah, probably.
No,
be a household name.
So that's some quote unquote good news to come out of this. That's fair. And it's, like I said, this war, there's nothing positive about it, but at least a successful search and rescue mission was complete over the weekend using the technology the United States military has, and glad to hear you got home safely.
Yeah. No, I mean, as you said, we don't want anyone to get hurt over there. So that everyone made it home is obviously the outcome every normal person wants.
Definitely, dude. All right, so that is something worth mentioning. And what took place this Monday, though, is the real exciting thing, I have to say. In a world where there's war, where there's dating app problems, there are people yelling, people being judgmental, prejudice, all the bad things in this world. It's nice to see mankind come together for something. That's Artemis II. That was launched last week.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
on Monday,
I knew that was coming.
They made history. They set the record for the farthest distance any human has ever traveled from Earth, surpassing Apollo 13's mark of 248,665 miles. They made it 252,760 miles. They were able to orbit the moon pretty successfully. There was like a 40-minute window. They were losing contact, and they expected that, but they are able to be safe. They were able to get safe from that situation, and they're on their way home. It's going to take about a few days. But yeah, they were able to orbit the moon. Got some great shots that I'll provide shortly. And yeah, one step closer to the big mission, hopefully in 2027, where they actually land on the moon. But this stream, man, millions of views. This is the first time, I believe, all the streamers came together to stream one event together, because every single streamer had this. Netflix, Peacock, Hulu, PBS, YouTube, NASA YouTube. That's where I was watching some of that stuff. And yeah, a great
That's
win for
awesome that
mankind
happened.
today, if you ask me, except Jose, I guess, not
Yeah, he doesn't
appreciating
like
this.
it, but
And
it,
that's all I really have to add to this. But
First of all,
are you
did
guys
they add
excited?
any? Did we get any pictures of the dark side of the moon?
yes,
And what was it?
it looks like the light side, but dark. What do you mean?
Oh,
No,
fuck
well,
me.
it's
This
it's a
shit
little. It's a
bullshit.
okay. So they saw it with their. I believe I don't have a picture to actually provide you because that's the one thing that's been hard was actually getting pictures from NASA compared to a lot of AI pictures that I was duped all
Yeah.
day from. So I think the way it's brought that they saw the dark side of the moon in the human eye, but we don't have any footage at least yet of it at the time of this recording.
I thought
So
they
now
I mean, I thought they streamed it. That was part of the streaming, right? Surely they looked out.
Well, they had the regular side of the moon, but the actual other side of the moon was part of that 40 minutes that they lost contact.
Oh,
So
great. So now we got
no,
that
we technically
conspiracy.
didn't get the dark side of the moon.
They may have
This
taken
No.
like hard pictures that
so
they
you-
now have to develop.
So you would
What-
have to take their word for it. But from
Ain't
what I
that
gather,
some
it wasn't
bullshit?
that crazy.
Yeah, my understanding is it's just the light side, but dark.
So now you see how this shit is stupid now, huh? We don't even get any pictures or any bullshit. We have to wait for them to come down and see something. So basically, you guys are watching PBS and fucking streaming services for jack shit. Congrats, America.
I mean,
We're
this
dumb
is
right
the
now.
That's
farthest
better than
any
seeing people
person-
die.
Yeah, too. But
Mhm.
it's the farthest we've ever been. Like humanity's ever been.
That we know of. That we know of.
Humanity? No, I'm pretty confident in that statement.
I'm pretty confident. I'm not
There's
sure
a secret mission.
that.
Yeah.
Well,
You-
obviously,
Most people think we did less space. Your conspiracy is not that we faked the moon landing, it's that we've actually been further than the moon and didn't tell anybody.
no. I think we didn't do half the bullshit that we just said.
All right, well, I'm saying we
Right.
just did this, and this is the farthest any human has traveled in space. That alone is impressive.
That's not.
Even if the dark side of the moon is,
Ryan, they
doesn't
made
have
it to the
an
moon.
alien base.
I don't think they even went to the backside of the moon.
They did. No, they
Things
went
that-
around the moon. That was
We don't
Yeah,
know
they
that.
def-
We don't have. Where's the pictures? I'm hearing them
Pixar
saying
didn't
that shit.
happen.
Oh my
don't
god.
think
We
that
have
shit
the
happened.
live stream that you didn't watch.
What live stream? I can live stream me and fucking the Playboy Mansion for you if you want. I don't need
I
shit.
do want to see that.
Well, but no, you can't, because if you're not there, then you can't do
Well,
that.
I can say I was there. How about that? I'll figure
Now
some
on live
fucking,
stream you can't.
fucking put some fucking bullshit up for you. I don't give that shit bullshit.
You
These
can't
motherfuckers-
do it on live stream because live
Also,
stream
they-
means you have to be there.
Now our phones in space don't work. We can't fucking take a picture with our goddamn phones ultimately now.
I don't know that it's the phone that's the problem. I think it might be the sending the picture to Earth from space that might be the problem.
Ryan,
Kinda
I can
far away.
I can take a picture with my phone and I can
Mhm.
send it to put it right in front of the goddamn camera coming
there
back
was-
to Earth.
There was this one video really good that was like an 8K of the moon.
Mm.
And to be fair, I should have realized that Drama Alert was the one tweeting this and not NASA. And then they got a community note right away, but it was so crystal clear only for it to be doctored.
AI. Yeah.
I don't know
Hey,
if it was
well, I'll
actual
say
AI.
this.
It could have been an actual telescope, but that's just the one thing. And what's hard about showing any other content in this segment is it's hard to find what's real and what's not, and what I haven't shown already.
Well, I will say Popbase is one of the largest news sites on Twitter right now. So just because it's from Popbase or Drama Alert or Cheddar News, grain of salt, but it's still interesting to see. But I think, if for nothing else, Jose, even if you're
Mhm.
not impressed about humanity going further into space than we've ever gone before,
Which I'm not.
right?
Ah.
We got every single streamer to play this. That means without money, and then they didn't pay, right? Like, no, but we didn't pay them all. So that means Netflix, HBO, Peacock, Hulu, obviously on YouTube and stuff. Yeah, that's my way. It was on YouTube for free. So all of these people, literally for no money, agreed to stream this moment. To me, that by itself is impressive. And it does make me feel, as Matt said, like what's going to happen when in 2027 if we do get to land on the dark side of the moon, which is what we were trying to practice doing here. Will
Right.
everybody watch like the first time we landed on the moon, all those years
Yeah.
ago? And maybe I said no at the time, but maybe the answer is yes. Maybe everyone is still fascinated enough, well, everyone but Jose, with space and space travel that they can all put money and they can all put ratings and superiority aside and just watch something truly incredible.
I agree. That's the one thing
You
now with
know?
all these streaming. I didn't know this aspect. I knew yesterday Netflix was doing it. I didn't realize it. Yeah, and in the list, once again, it was HBO Max, Netflix, YouTube, Peacock, Amazon Prime Video, and NASA.
Not
all did
Paramount,
it.
I'd like to point that out. So
Yes, not Paramount. Gee, I wonder why.
which is weird because Paramount is owned by a guy who really likes the guy who runs NASA. But well, who knows? Maybe money is more important than patriotism to the good folks at Paramount.
Hopefully, we circle back at this and talk next year about Artemis 3 or 4 heading to and landing on the moon. That'll be pretty sick. Until then, let's look at some other things. So we actually had the return of Samantha Guthrie on the Today Show on Monday. Obviously, we're aware Samantha Guthrie, the news anchor from the Today Show, fortunately out back in late January, early February, her mother,
January, I think.
her mother Nancy was kidnapped out in Arizona and hasn't been found since. The search is still on. I believe I didn't put it here that TMZ actually received a ransom note. Who knows? I don't know. It could just be an asshole, a copycat too. But Savannah Guthrie, I give her a lot of credit for making her return today, and this is her returning on Monday morning with her co-hosts.
Welcome to Today on this Monday morning. We are so glad you started your week with us, and it is good to be home.
Yes, it is good to have you back at home.
Well, here we go. Ready or not?
Yeah.
Let's do the news.
Yes, so good to have you back. All right.
And she went out and traditionally 30 Rock here.
Yeah. SG, come on out here. They've been waiting for it. How does it feel?
These signs are so beautiful. You guys have been so beautiful. I've received so many letters, so much kindness to me and my whole family. We feel it. We feel your prayers. So thank you so much. Thank you.
It's not just today. They've been out here
every day.
Every day.
This is such a nice pocket square. I don't want to slobber on it. Okay, no, it is. I know. I'm sorry.
How little is a million of them?
Okay. We love you.
Yeah.
That's a brave, strong woman, man.
Oh yeah,
as we said,
you guys are full of shit. Jesus
come on,
Christ.
Jose.
What the fuck?
I am
She's
curious.
She's such a brave woman. Her goddamn fucking 80-year-old mother is fucking being tortured by 3 Mexicans somewhere in fucking Mexico right now. And we're like, oh, she's brave for coming back to work. Fuck
What do you want me to say? She should have come back.
This bitch didn't even want to give the. She got millions of fucking dollars. And this motherfucker wanted 1 fucking Bitcoin. They didn't even. Your mom is not even worth. Your mom is not worth 1 Bitcoin.
They didn't want 1 Bitcoin. The issue wasn't that they weren't willing to pay. The issue is that the people who actually had their mom never contacted them. This was not a ring. We do know that. We do know that. For multiple reasons we know that, including them saying so. But even if they hadn't said so, we would know because, as you correctly pointed out, between NBC, Savannah Guthrie's personal, whatever, and the entirety of the United States government, we had enough money to buy a Bitcoin. As I said, TMZ, who got all these letters, absolutely could have bought a Bitcoin. At one point, they offered to buy the Bitcoin. They just wanted to see some proof that they actually had Nancy Guthrie. And here's the thing. Nobody who reached out asking for money had proof because they didn't have her. They thought they could make money off a missing, probably, let's be honest, deceased old woman. And so they reached out to various news outlets in an attempt to do that. I don't know what happened. I won't pretend to know what happened, but no one who knows where she is has contacted anybody asking for money.
Right, I understand your point, but when what's her name, Miss Guthrie, said herself that the first 2 fucking ransom note felt like it was real, I would have just gave the fucking Bitcoin and called it a fucking day. It's one fucking Bitcoin. If you fucking got scammed, who gives a fuck? You're about to make it back right fucking now.
Well, it's not about getting scammed or not. It's about what would that
I would say
accomplish?
it is. One
What would
Bitcoin
that
is the
accomplish? But what would that accomplish? How's that? Giving someone you know doesn't have your mom money because they said we have your mom. All that does is incentivize more people to say, actually, I have your mom. That there's no benefit to doing that.
Listen, you only do it once. And when the copycats all start coming in, you already know it's
They
not.
were all, but they were all. There was no real person. They were all copycats. No, everybody was being.
Listen, the guy, the first ransom had information that nobody knew that was out. So we obviously know that whoever the first ransom
wasn't
knew
a
what the
ransom.
fuck they were talking.
No, it wasn't a ransom. Nobody said I will give her back for this much money. Nobody did. Most people said I have information. If you pay me, I will give it to you. That's what most of the notes said. Nobody offered money for her.
You need to go read your information. The first note
read
said
all of them.
you had a deadline, and then you had a second deadline that was a dire from the first ransomer.
Like I said, none of the ransom notes said pay us and we'll give her back. That's all. You can read what you want to read. Go online. This was covered to death for 3 months straight. People kept saying, we know where she is, we know where she is, we have information, and asking for money. None of them did. They were all lying. I don't know where she went, but she was clearly killed. She was probably killed quickly.
Oh, so this is why Ryan do not have Ryan as your detective. So I'm gonna one guy in a book bag and mask is gonna just kidnap an old lady for what?
I don't think he kidnapped her. I think he did something else.
What he did with her? An old fucking lady?
Killed her. Yes, killed her.
What?
What do you mean what? I mean, he's insane, probably.
It wasn't random.
Why not?
Ryan. What the fuck, man, Ryan?
No, I'm serious. Why not?
We gotta wrap this up, so finish this up in a minute before we move on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm genuinely curious. People kill randomly all the time. Serial killers are a real thing. So I'm asking, why do you think this one wasn't?
Because you're risking yourself. See, serial killers are doing it not to be seen. This motherfucker risked himself with a camera, but he knew it was a camera because he tried to take it off, and he moved all the other cameras. So this was plotted. Wasn't
there's plenty of serial killers who do stuff in front of
Ryan, look up again. Serial killers don't want to be seen.
I didn't say they did.
Okay, so this motherfucker knew he was going to be seen. He knew where the cameras were at.
Tried to get rid of the camera.
He knew where the cameras were at.
Yeah,
and he was willing to risk it. He was willing to risk it. Why? Just to go kill an old bitch that you can go randomly in the middle of the night and go find walking down the middle of the street. He decided to go on this one.
I mean, why did Richard Ramirez do it?
Ryan, Richard Ramirez, there's no cameras anywhere. It's totally different time compared to now. If you're looking there to be a serial killer, you can find someone literally sleeping on a fucking park bench by a bus station and just knock them and kill them.
I mean, there's been
I have to say, while I'm enjoying this episode of America's Most Wanted, we do have to move on. But most importantly, wherever she is, if she's still out there, I would hope that Nancy Guthrie does return home. Well, I hope we have answers on this and we can figure this out. But you were saying, Jose, before we go?
Hopefully she has a margarita with 9 toes or something, chilling on the beach and just being like, fuck her daughter. There you go.
Anyways, any way to get home. I hope she's safe out there. So, Teslas, right?
Yeah.
The car company. Teslas are very popular and they are a big deal, as you know. So the electric vehicle and clean energy company, which was not founded by Elon Musk, but he is the CEO of Tesla. I have to say, what I'm about to show you makes a great case on why you should get this car, especially for self-driving cars that people have various opinions on. Well, I don't know where this was, but there is footage of a car accident that took place up the road from where this self-driving Tesla was going. And in a split second, through smoke, they were able to avoid the crash. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here on the dash cam footage. So we see the accident, let's say, I don't know, a couple thousand feet away.
I mean, several car lengths because there's a car right there.
Yes, thousands of feet away, Ryan.
Yeah.
All right, but right here, with this car flipped through and there's 2 hits, makes it. And no, it's not AI.
Wow, look at that.
They were able to successfully cut through this, maybe better than most humans. And yeah, it was able to avoid the crash. I don't know. I'm impressed by it, if quite frankly.
I'm impressed too. I guess my only, and this is a question maybe you guys have an answer to. If your person were driving, right? If like it was a full person there, wouldn't they have seen the large smoke 1,000 yards back and stopped before the crash?
You would
I mean, it's
think,
impressive that it was able to go through the smoke. Like, I'm impressed by how quickly it was able to turn and stop and get through the smoke. But I do think a regular person who was paying attention, which is not most people, probably could have just stopped well before the accident, which I guess means you're stuck there. But that would be my only thing. I was like, okay, it's cool though. I mean, the technology has come a long way from running through running through crosswalks in suburban neighborhoods. So good on them for really perfecting that and making it safer. I do give them credit, but yeah.
How do they do this shit? I don't
Who knows?
understand.
rocket
That's-
science.
I really don't.
Yeah.
Rise
Like, how
scientists.
do you have a car like pre-programmed essentially to like do that?
I mean, it must like sense the stuff, I guess. I don't know. I genuinely don't have any idea. That's what I mean. It's all very impressive technology-wise, if nothing else.
Makes no sense to me. Just like in the last segment, I still don't know how people go missing. It makes no sense to me. Is what
I
it
know,
is.
right?
Things happen.
Someone just
2026.
disappears.
All right, let's keep it going then. Kylie Kelce, right?
Mhm.
The soon-to-be sister-in-law of Travis Kelce. Oh, sorry. The soon-to-be sister-in-law of Taylor Swift, the
Mhm.
wife of Jason Kelce, the brother-in-law of Travis Kelce. Well, interesting what we found out over the weekend. She goes on her podcast and she talks about how she is tired of people asking about the highly anticipated Travis and Taylor wedding that is taking place in June. She
Mhm.
told the world, stop asking her about it. She's tired of it. She's annoyed. And I'm like, boo-hoo. Oh, I'm so sad, Kylie. Like, that is such a weird thing to bring up. And I get it. People ask us all stupid questions every single day. And they will continue to ask stupid questions.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's very annoying to answer stupid questions on a regular basis. But all she had to say is, I don't know. And it's fair to say her status has grown so much more due to her relationship with her brother-in-law.
Mhm.
And impressive enough that, you know, she's married to soon-to-be NFL Hall of Famer and such, but it's pretty much a weird thing to whine about, I would think. You know, it's no big deal. Just say I don't know, or just say you all know as much as we. We know it's in June. June, I think they even had the date, June
Yeah.
something, Newport, Rhode Island, at this venue.
Yeah.
Again, I just don't know why I complain about such a thing.
Well, you're right. We did learn something this weekend. I learned that somehow Kylie Kelsey's podcast is still on. I don't know. It's like, yes, fine. It's probably annoying, but also to kind of to your point. Remember when they told us that she was like the new queen of podcasts after a single episode? That was like a big thing, like how she was gonna be bigger numbers than Joe Rogan. It was a whole thing. And it's like, one of the only things keeping you in like people's heads at all is who your sister-in-law is going to be. Like, I don't think we should. I don't think that's unfair to say. Jason Kelce has been retired now for what, 2 seasons? So, like, it's not like her husband is really like powering her fame. It's really her brother-in-law and his fiance. So I just feel like, again, I'm not saying tell them information if you don't have any, or if it's private, just be like, yeah, I don't really know. That's not, I know when it is, and I know where I'm going, and that's really all I've even asked about. But it just seems weird to have such a hot take about frankly, the relationship that is keeping you famous. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
right.
it is weird to not want to engage with something that is factually the only thing keeping you in the public eye. Because again, her husband, while, a Hall of Famer, is retired, so he's not on all the time. It's Travis and Taylor that are kind of powering that family's fame at this point. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Again, if somebody else thinks she was right to say it, I don't necessarily disagree, but that's just weird.
I'm on the
I
team
think
that
people
doesn't
just
give a shit.
wanna. I think people just wanna push it. They did the same thing to Mama Kelsey at the airport. TMZ did, and even though she said she didn't know, like they still were pushing it and trying to pull a narrative. I think that's what the media does, and I don't think she was wrong necessarily to react that way. I think we all react differently in different situations, and I think if someone was consistently trying to push and pull like whereabouts of like people I loved on like their big day when it's really none of their business, like I would be annoyed personally.
And I don't disagree with that, but one, I mean, talk about narrative. What is the narrative? We know they're getting married. They said the day and they said the location, so we know where and when they're getting married. There's not much of a narrative to be had. I mean, obviously, people want details. They want to know: is there going to be this? Is it going to be big? Is it going to be small? Like, there's tons of little
Because
details that they
people want
want
to
to
show
know.
up. They do it all the time. They've done it
People are
Taylor's
going to show.
entire
People are going to
they've done
show
it
up.
they've done it to Taylor's entire career. Even
Yeah.
specifically though she has asked during her Miss Americana documentary on Netflix that was on, she
Hmm.
specifically said, if you are a real fan, you will not prowl me like I'm a freaking like animal in a zoo cage, essentially. Like, you will let me be a normal person. You will let me be a human despite my stardom. And you have seen it time and time again. I believe it was Jack Antonoff's wedding in New Jersey a
Yeah. No, we
few
covered
years
that when it
back.
happened.
We
Yeah.
covered that when it happened. And she has said it is not embarrassing, but it makes her feel like she can't be a normal person and it ruins things for other people and makes her feel a certain way. I think, especially on old days, especially her wedding day, which is a big deal. I don't know who leaked it. I don't know who said, oh, this is where it is. This is where, like, when it's happening, whatever. I don't think Taylor and Travis specifically leaked it. I think someone else got
Maybe. Yeah. I don't.
information,
That I don't
whatever.
know.
We don't know, but I just think I would be frustrated too. Like, it's a big day, and I don't think paparazzi, like, I mean, those photos are going to be worth millions and millions of dollars. Like, I just think it's sad that like people can't just let things be and like let them be what they are. And um,
Yeah. I
maybe
mean,
push a narrative wasn't the right term, but I'm sure people will try to do whatever they can to make sure that day is like anything but pleasant for Taylor.
my pushback would be that Taylor Swift is going to spend just on this wedding what some of those paparazzi will make for that photo. The difference being she could do it the next weekend if she really wanted to, again, without much of a problem. And that photo that you get is going to pay for, I mean, at that price point, it'll pay for most of the paparazzi's life. It'll pay for their rent, it'll pay for their groceries. And I'm not saying that paparazzi is a noble profession. It's not. But I'm just saying we have, and this is something I've noticed across the board. It's not just Taylor Swift. We've got a lot of these people who have a real let them eat cake vibe going on right now, and that didn't work well in France. So you've got billions of dollars in Taylor's case, millions in everybody else's case. We talk about other people. For some reason, folks want to watch you instead of scorn you for having 6 times as much as they'll ever have while they try and struggle to pay the 418 it costs to put gas in their tank right now. Shut up. It's crude, it's rude, but it's true. Shut up. It can be worse, and I know it can be worse because the vast majority of people, frankly, in this country, and this country's doing all right compared to some other ones, are trying to make ends meet right now. So you're not, and they've decided that they're going to live vicariously instead of be angry. I would take that as a blessing, my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, again, the end of the day, it's the Kelce's business. It's the Kelce and Swift's business what they do with their wedding. Enjoy it. We'll hear about it again. I'm sure we'll talk about it again. And yeah, sure. Definitely people had their good days and bad days when asking questions too. Definitely not pointing that out. Or not ruling that out, I should say. And at the end of the day, this is about celebrating two people who are madly in love, right?
Which they should do, and they will do, regardless of everything else, regardless of the questions.
Absolutely. 1 second. All right. Just 1 second. I'm just having some technical difficulties. Just one moment. All right. I'm having more technical difficulties.
Oh.
All right. Everything is back to normal. It seems to be. Laggy day, but we refuse to give in. But we're back at it. So Kanye West was back in the headlines over the weekend. So Kanye West, aka Ye, performed 2 sold out show. Kanye West performed 2 sold out. Kanye performed 2 sold out shows at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California on April 1st and April 3rd. His first U.S. shows since 2021 and in support of his newly released album, Bully. He originally had 1 day booked, but added a 2nd day due to overwhelming demand. He performed over a massive half-a orb, this huge stage that was pretty much a globe. He performed classics like Can't Tell Me Nothing, Heartless, Through the Wire, Runaway, as well as some new songs from his new album. He had people like his daughter Northwest join him, Travis Scott, CeeLo Green, Lauryn Hill, and the 2 nights alone grossed $33 million in ticket sales, with Friday's show gaining $18 million by himself. Kanye released a full-page apology in the Wall Street Journal in January ahead of his return, and whether that changes anything for his critics as a whole, it's worth discussing. Is Kanye back? And should he be back?
Y'all can listen to him. I'm not going to.
I mean, is he back? Yeah, $33 million. That's a lot of people. Also, it was, wasn't Austin, wasn't Miami, or, one of those more kind of, I want to say conservative, but conservative states. It was Los Angeles. It was, California.
Entertainment capital of the world.
Well, yeah, that too. But I'm just saying, if there was a single group of people in the country who were going to have a massive issue with him coming back, you would assume it'd be Californians. Just, again, stereotypically. I mean, whether or not people want to listen to him, like individuals, that's obviously up to them. I admit I haven't listened to any of his new stuff, but I never stopped listening to all of his old stuff that I liked. Which some people say is no good, some people say is fine. Again, that's all preference. My worry with him, as it's always been consistently on this show, is that I'm sure he meant that apology. I really do. But he has a dirty habit of falling off the wagon. He has a bad habit of letting his mental health issues that are well documented get the best of him. And then he ends up doing and saying stuff he really shouldn't do and say. And no one we've seen over decades now, no one he knows is going to stop him because he made $33 million. And that is, unfortunately, it seems to be the only thing any of the folks in his orbit care about, which is really too bad. But I hope he's got someone, friend, probably not a therapist, but therapist. I know he's religious, maybe a clergy member that he trusts and who can be there to say, you need to slow your roll when X, Y, or Z starts happening. Because I don't want him to fall off again like he's done, frankly, too many times.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely fair. I understand either perspective. I used to be a massive Kanye fan. I moved on. I'm just not interested to see what else is left. I did check out this concert and the footage of it, and he's definitely performed better. He just rapped over a beat, not enthusiastically, in my opinion, and maybe he was just too scared to not fall off that big ass globe. Yeah, I understand either perspective, but it's just interesting now, and we've talked about Me Too movement was 2017, closing in on 10 years since then. We're starting to see some of those celebrities canceled from that Me Too movement, other movements, and just being the quote or being part of quote unquote cancel culture, returning to forums and media and stuff. And this is a very big example of that. Kanye said some horrendous things, especially to the Jewish community. Unforgivable things, selling swastikas on his site and everything.
Wrote
That is
a
unforgivable.
song called Hail Hitler.
Yeah, the ultimate,
let's be for real.
an ultimate insult. So that's why I just moved on personally, and just not interested to see what else is out there. But I checked this out for the show, and I would have been disappointed if I spent a lot of money on those tickets. But it clearly shows he still has a fan base that is still active, and all you could do is
So you wouldn't, if he was around, you wouldn't go to the stuff?
No.
No. If Kanye West was in my backyard, the way he performed at SoFi Stadium, I would just watch a movie or do a podcast.
I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't pay money to see Kanye. I'm probably not going to listen to Bully either. Again, there's to me a very clear post-break and pre-break Kanye, but I just, as a human being who's seeing a guy who's clearly lost his mind a few times very publicly, I just don't want to see that happen again because you can only do that so many times before it stays broken. So
definitely. Oh well. But let's continue on, and we have an NBA story, or sling of stories, if you will. Memphis, Tennessee, where the Memphis Grizzlies play. A lot of people don't like going on the road and playing in Memphis, we've learned. LeBron James appeared on the Bob to Sports YouTube show and said that the Grizzlies' best chance of getting him would have been in 2003. And if he were the if the Grizzlies were number one overall the year he was drafted in 2003, he said he would have pulled an Eli Manning. And for those of you who don't know, Eli Manning was the original number one pick for in the 2004 NFL draft. He said he absolutely would refuse to play for the then San Diego Chargers. They told him don't draft him, and they didn't. They did, and they wound up trading the pick to the New York Giants. Giants pick Eli Manning up, and the rest is history. 2 Super Bowl wins later. But he said he didn't want to be staying at the fucking Hyatt at 41 years old if he was traded to Memphis right now. And he suggests that the team moves to Nashville. But LeBron wasn't alone in hating on Memphis.
No.
A viral compilation quickly surfaced that I'm about to play for you all that featured Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Draymond Green, Derek White, Channing Frye, and others unloading on Memphis as a terrible place to play in the NBA. The Grizzlies currently rank 29th amongst all 30 teams in attendance for the current 2025 to 26 season. Well, this is what I'm talking about. People hating on Memphis. Here's that video that's gone viral.
Man, I used to hate flying into Memphis, bro.
What you coming to that FedEx? Them boys
Maybe had him up for cracking. Man, we're gonna stay at that West, and I'm gonna walk across. I'm walking across the street on game day to get to the. Like, what's your least favorite city? Everybody's gotta have one.
Yeah, Memphis probably. I mean, the hotel is probably the worst hotel in the NBA. The food there is good though.
Did you ever walk into a hotel room and just be like, "Wow, thousands of people have slept in this bed before me"?
Yeah. Especially when we go to Memphis. I be like, damn, my hotels ain't nothing in Memphis. That shit be dirty. I walked in the Memphis hotel one time, I had stains and shit on the bed.
Stains and shit.
Stains and shit.
They broke in your room for you.
Nah, they ain't breaking in, but.
No, I'm saying they broke it in.
Yeah.
But it's Memphis, so they might have also broke in.
For sure. Memphis, shout out.
Shout out Memphis.
Yeah.
Shoot out Memphis.
Nah, shoot out.
Memphis, which should probably be in Nashville, should be an Eastern Conference team. Adam, let them just do us all a favor and take the team to Nashville. No harm, no foul. The relocation fee, it's a swap. See that arena? You ain't got to pay the relocation fee. So no harm, no foul there.
Far off, I don't think that's the reason why. I just don't think it's a destination city. You know, Nashville's one of those cities that people enjoy. Memphis, it is in Tennessee, so you get a tax cut, like it's good on taxes. But it's just not a city that's pretty, I guess you could say.
Oh, Memphis is easily the worst.
Yeah.
Easily the worst. You usually stay at the West End across from the hotel, and that's the only
Is
the Peacock there?
The Peabody.
Peabody. With the ducks? Yeah, Peabody. With they have is it the gooses or the ducks?
Give me your best waddle.
No,
and he just
people got to
pick up a video of him running.
Pay for that. Yeah, people got to pay for that action.
That's cute.
But
okay,
yes.
what cities have the worst hotels?
Ooh,
Memphis.
Oh.
For sure. We had an issue there where we used to stay at one hotel in Memphis, and this dates back. We stopped staying there because their sprinklers just went off for no reason in the room and like drenched all the Andrew Bogut stuff, like the sprinkler system, like it was a fire, just went off, drenched all Bogut stuff. And they didn't.
So you get the vibe right here. Has anyone actually been in Memphis in
Sure
this
have.
chat?
Yeah.
Is it as bad as the NBA's making it out to be?
Yeah, actually. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
Really? I've never even been to Tennessee, unfortunately.
I've been twice to Memphis. Same trip though.
I can't add to this combo on a personal standpoint, but y'all tell me, y'all add to this conversation.
So when we stayed in Memphis on our way to Texas, somebody broke into everyone's car in the parking lot at the whatever Hilton that we were all staying at. Not ours actually, which was really good because we had a lot of stuff in there. But they were asking for cameras, but the cameras weren't working, and they were asking for refunds, and the hotel staff said no. It was the whole thing. So on the way back, we decided to go to Graceland, which, for those of you who don't know, is Elvis's home in Memphis. And it's a museum, and across from that museum is the Heartbreak Hotel, is a kind of a touristy hotel named after an Elvis song. We stayed there. That place is definitely haunted. It's also smelled kind of bad, but also the food wasn't that good. So yeah, I didn't love Memphis. I would go. No, I don't know that I would go. I might go see a Grizzlies game. That could be fun. I like basketball. But yeah, no, I did not have a great time in Memphis, but it was all the same trip. It was when I was in 8th grade. So maybe it's changed. I'm much older now than I was in 8th grade.
Jesus, Ryan, you're white as hell.
What part of that was particularly white?
Let me go to fucking Graceland. What the fuck?
But yeah, I mean,
I think everybody likes Elvis.
Elvis.
Of all
That being said,
no, not every race. I don't see a Chinese, Hispanic, or any of my fellow Black comedians out there want to go to fucking Graceland to see some dead man's house.
I'm going to respectfully disagree, King.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who love Elvis.
like
He's
Elvis.
still a top 3 selling artist of all time.
Yeah. Also, in fairness to Jose's point, yes, he was famously a white dude who did other people's music. So yeah, I guess in that regard, he is a pretty Caucasian artist. But yeah, no, there was plenty of it was very busy at the Heartbreak Hotel. Don't know how anyone got any sleep, but some of the stuff was cool. Like some of the Elvis stuff was cool. That part of it But just the city itself, not overly impressive.
Very
Did
well
you take a
then.
Did you take a selfie in front of Elvis's
No,
tombstone
it
instead?
was 8th grade. I had a what's it called?
Uh-uh.
I had a full keyboard on my phone at that point. So.
And Allison, what's your experience with Memphis?
We just drove. Like I never stayed there. I just drove through it.
Mhm. And you are even saw from there. This sucks.
Yeah.
But if anybody was curious what this infamous hotel, the Best Western, was like,
The
we have
Westin, yeah.
sorry, Best Weston is like. We have my man G-Fed, a sports content creator who travels the country visiting different stadiums. He went all the way to Memphis to see this hotel once and for all. What's it like? And here's his report.
All right, we've made it to the Beale Street Westin. It's time to see what everyone's bitching about. This is one of the 2 hotels NBA players stay at when they play the Grizzlies. Hotel right here, Forum right across the street. I don't believe this is as bad as the players make it out to be. I had to drive all the way from Chicago just to get a night here and see for myself. We're gonna take this in together. Let's walk in. We got a pretty standard lobby right here, not that big. Don't think NBA players spend that much time in a hotel lobby anyways, though. Got a piano here, couple ballrooms down this way. I think that's it for this floor. Yeah. You can sign a form to play one of these guitars. That's pretty cool. Up one more floor, we got the bulk of our boardroom, ballrooms. It's a little bit messy up here, I'm not gonna lie. This is the inside of one of those, pretty standard stuff. And the gym is also on this floor, right over here. If I can get in. Like the lobby, that is also kind of small. I don't think an NBA player would work out in here, but I'd be lying to pretend to know how NBA players work out on the road. Big thing, gonna be the room. This room I got for $215. It's a pretty penny, but also for NBA standards, probably one of the more affordable stays in the league. And also we gotta keep in mind, I did get upgraded for no extra charge. Upgrading a room is something a good hotel would do in my opinion, but keep in mind, this is probably not the room that you're gonna get for the price that I paid. And here we are. I have not even seen my bed yet. That is a good sign. Honestly, this is pretty freaking cool. So we got basically a living room right here. Over to the other side, we got a pretty standard king-size hotel room all in one. There is also floor-to-ceiling windows around this entire thing. And if we roll one of these back, you're not getting a better view of the Forum than that. I'm actually realizing this is switch controlled. Let's lift this bad boy up. That's some pretty cool stuff. But what takes the cake for me is the bathroom. We got a regular one on this side, and then if you wrap all the way around to the other side, we have full jacuzzi, full shower, second toilet back there, and a full walk-in closet over here. I don't know if I got hooked up because they knew I was coming. I didn't tell anybody. Nobody told me. But let me know. Is this a satisfactory hotel for an NBA player? I think some people are being a little soft.
I agree with G-Fed there. That is an amazing room. I'd be pretty satisfied and really comfortable. But I don't know. So some people of certain statures, that's not enough for them.
Yeah, the double tree didn't look like that. I won't pretend it did. I'll say I think the problem is Memphis, the city, more than the actual hotels. Beale Street is like the famous city in Memphis. Yeah, it's the famous part of Memphis, right? Beale Street. And obviously you're there and you can see the Forum, but it's just not a big, like you said, it's not a destination city. There's not a lot of, bars and clubs and all this, high whatever stuff that you can do. So I think it's more of that, but they can't say that. So they're just kind of being like, oh, the whole city, the hotel, all that stuff. But I really do think it's just a normal American city, and they're just looking for more fun than that.
I hear you. All right. Moving
I love
on.
how you say, hold on. I love how you say it's a normal, regular city. It's the fucking, if an NBA team was in Bridgeport, Connecticut, that's what it feels like. Memphis is Bridgeport, Connecticut, the South.
I would argue that Bridgeport's a fairly standard American city.
Tell them to go to Detroit. Take that.
I would say Detroit is not a fairly standard American city. I think Detroit has got obviously a rich history. It's got obviously its own challenges, But Detroit has been around a long time. It was a manufacturing powerhouse for this country for a long time as well. I don't think I would consider Detroit, Chicago, any of those to be standard cities. I would say Memphis is like Bridgeport or I don't know, Richmond, and that it's like a pretty normal city.
Yeah, you'd think. Well, one day I hope to see Memphis myself, get some NBA reviews in, and then get some NBA reviews in, and then see for myself. So the other sports related stories I have something that happened in the world of baseball that took place. Unfortunately, it's not the game me and Allison were at. It was actually at the other side of the country. LA Angels played the Mariners, and we had somebody who goes by the name of Joe Adell, who had literally one of the greatest defensive games of all time. He didn't rob 1 home run. He didn't rob 2 home runs. 3 home runs. Joe Adell robs 3 home runs, the right fielder from the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And this is what happened.
No balls and 1 strike. There's a drive out to right from Raleigh. Adell's back near the wall. He leaps, and he caught it! Joe Adell! There's a drive to right. Adell is back. He's at the wall. He leaps up. He got another one! Joe Adell, what a night! Lead. And here's Crawford with a fly ball to right toward the corner. It's Joe Adell again near the foul pole. Leaping up. Did he catch it again? He fell into the crowd, so it's a home run. They called him out. He did it again.
That guy.
Pretty crazy
that guy's
stuff.
Face. I will say I saw on Twitter, and I agree with this, and I don't know baseball's rules. That last one, to me, feel like you got to give him the home run. Here's why. The player left the field to catch it. Right? He ended up in the stands with the ball. He didn't like reach back and grab it. He fell all the way in. To me, that means it was deep enough that he had to jump into the stands to catch it. I feel like that should be a home run, but the first 2, I mean, obviously that's the coolest one, the one where he falls into the stands. But the first 2, those were clean, and those were both, I mean, he was getting hype about it. So
You don't have to. No, if you make the catch, you make the catch, even if you fall in the stands. That happens all the time, and he did.
I know so I mean, it's definitely not a rule, but I'm saying, that one guy's face when it happened was hysterical. He's like, no way.
I appreciate your confidence on that take. But yeah, it's good stuff from Joe Adell on this one. All right, so let's do our dating moments of the day. I got one for you all, and we're going to do both the men and women on this specific perspective. Signs, let me ask you a hybrid question of the day. You tell me whether it's a guy or a girl, and you obviously tell me if a guy does this, they're single. If they're a girl that does this, that they're single. So you all tell me, what are the signs that a guy is recently single or a girl is recently single? If anything, I have a list. If nobody has any,
I mean, you delete your
Scraps
partner.
on their social media stories.
That too.
Social media story posting lots of it. And I guess, is that for both guys and girls or just girls?
That's more girls than guys.
I'd say girls would post more individually, like themselves looking good, and guys are gonna post more like what they're doing out
with the guys.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think guys who are recently broken up with or recently broke up with somebody are going out more.
Yes.
I like they're going to be like consciously trying to go out, be seen out in public, meeting people out in public. Obviously, that's, about showing that you're fine, showing you moved on, maybe hooking up with somebody else. So I do think that that's probably a pretty common one for guys.
Okay. So I'll give you with Murray Hill guys recently signs of girls recently single, and someone who collabed with him. Rocky is right. I assume that's Raquel. Rock is right. So these two came together for them both to tell us when a guy and girl is single. So what Murray Hill's guy said, signs a girl is recently single. The girl will usually do social media posts. Social media posts increase 500% overnight. Over the top posting, slop, thirst traps, all of that. Somehow always traveling every week. They make random LinkedIn posts. They download Hinge/Cuffed just to see what's out there. They suddenly get into running and post every run on Strava. I guess that's an app.
Strava, yeah.
Strava? Okay.
It tracks your runs and stuff, yeah.
Post selfies with aggressive song lyrics in the background. Always has a matcha in her hand, too.
Yep.
They drink pick with a mystery hand. Drink pick with a mystery hand she refuses to tag. Drink pick with a mystery hand.
Yeah.
She refuses to tag. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Random dog starts appearing in stories like it lives there. Out with the girls posts are common, but it's a completely new roster of girls every night. And the signs that a guy is recently single. He immediately starts dating 3 girls at once. Follows 100 girls on Insta in one day. Has the freedom to like thirst traps again. Immediately downloads Hinge. But not cuffed. Finds a rebound. Makes her think she's special. She's not. 4 weeks later, texts his ex. Develops a drinking problem. 3 months after, realizes this was all Band-Aid, and this was all a Band-Aid and was actually depressed. Thank you, Rock is right for that one. Man,
I think that's right, kinda, in a way. I think that you can distill all of that into the thing they both do is go out, get drunk, and meet other people. But yeah, I think that's right.
I mean, yeah, we all deal with it in various different ways. My last breakup, I made a podcast, How to Get Over a Breakup. I literally had to say. So, I know 99% of people aren't going to do that.
Right, yeah, that's a you-specific thing.
But I mean, it's not easy. It really isn't.
No
matter who you are, and we're all sensitive, one way or the other. It's a matter of showing it or not. So, all we could do is just get back on the horse, right?
Yeah, I mean, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what they said they'd do. I mean, it's get back on the horse's dating apps or hookups, but it's still the horse. Or at least a version of the horse.
I'm guilty of so this happened a few years ago, but I was like seeing this guy and we were like on and off, we were on and off for a good probably 2 years when I moved to the city. And I remember I had him on Snapchat and he was being super flaky and whatever, a classic situationship. So one of my friends we were out to dinner and the outfit she was wearing kind of looked a little more manly than
So you did the pic with
and
the
I
hands?
have the picture. I'll find it and send it to you guys. But I did it perfectly to the point where it was angled so it looked like I was on a date. And I put it on my Snapchat story so he would see it. And I made a private story specifically. And it worked. He got so pissed.
That's the strange
That
hand you
happens.
refuse to tag, right?
Yep.
Us humans are predictable. Just a few other tidbits from dating moments of the day. Do you agree from this girl, Sin O View 001? If a guy's too nice, it's a sign he doesn't understand women.
No.
One
totally
thing
agree. Totally agree with Ryan. It's Ryan.
Well, I'm confused. You agree
He's saying
that
you
I'm
don't
too
understand.
Nice? Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's saying you're too nice and you don't understand women.
Gotcha. Okay.
Thank you, Allison. Thank you.
No, it took me a minute, but now I get it. I don't know that. I think if you're too nice, I'll say this. If you're too nice, I don't think you fully understand dating. I will say that for real. I don't agree that you don't understand women per se. I think women are people, and you can either be good at people or bad at people. But dating is a whole specific thing you do as people with other people, and not everybody is good at that. And I do think that in today's climate and in today's society, it can get very easy or can be very easy to be naive about dating. And I do think if you're a nicer guy, you're probably somebody who ends up in that spot more. Again, this is not from experience, but this is just my gut feeling based on like, a gazillion conversations we've all had about dating in like modern day.
I like it because that is pretty spot on. And that's where you have to be confident with yourself. Can you blame a woman being turned off by a guy who's too nice? A guy who isn't showing his confidence? A guy who isn't taking initiative, showing why he's a great match? You can't blame him. And that's one thing I'm starting to understand too. It's not that you're too nice. It's not that you're too genuine. You have to take it another level to gain their interest.
Also, just generically, you can't be mad at anybody for something that turns them off. They don't necessarily control that. You
There
can
you
not
go.
understand it. You could be disappointed that this thing that you do turns them off, but a turn on is a turn on the same way turn off is a turn off. You can't make somebody change what they're into and what gives them the ick. So, yeah, I mean, it might be annoying depending on what specifically we're talking about, but you can't be mad at it. It's human nature.
I hear that. Well, again, gotta give a reason. Okay, so the last thing I have to share, from Lovers Guide for Lovers.
Okay. Interesting name.
She lost interest because you started to show interest. Again, it's only because the person who didn't like you back showed interest. That's the thing we have to start to learn now.
I'm so
Most
dying to hear
people,
what's Ryan's answer on this.
I mean, we can't like everybody for the most part. I think I saw something. I saw a story about how you kiss. The average person kisses 24 people in their life. They're gonna meet millions.
Wow, I'm a slut. Sorry. Sorry.
But you know what I mean, though. I'm just saying.
I know, but
no,
you
I
know
like
what I
what you're saying. I do. That's what I like. That's one thing I'm really starting to grasp, and I'm maturing in that sense. Is like really understanding. All these complaints are just for people that don't like them back. And it's not the general population of a man or a woman. Most people don't like other people, especially on a romantic or lustful way. So that's where this is starting to all dwindle down for me. From speaking on this for many years with you all, it's like just not everybody likes each other. Not everybody wants to fuck each other.
Correct.
So that's the point of meeting your match. So she lost interest in you because she just isn't interested in you.
Yeah.
Same with the guy. Same with the transgender. Same with the pan, lamb, damn, all that.
Right.
So,
and I think that's the thing that we don't say enough. And you're right, Matt. You're not forcing somebody to be into you if they're not. I don't care what kind of game you spit. I don't care what sort of advice you've been listening to, how much you make. If someone doesn't want to date you, kiss you, sleep with you, whatever, they're not going to, because we all have free will. And the moment you don't have free will, it goes from, romantic to something far worse. So to me, I agree with you, man. And to the specific quote, no, if they didn't show interest in you, it's not because you started to show interest in them. It's because they were never actually that interested in you. Maybe you misread the signs. I don't know. Maybe they were a little interested and then they stopped feeling interested. There's a million reasons why, but if they were interested in you, they wouldn't stop. They would just remain interested in you.
mm-hmm. There you go. All right. Questions of the day. My first question to you all. Can you be too hot? Like too attractive?
I don't think so.
Yes, you can. I think
Oh,
so.
wow.
I think some people's beauty is so crazy to comprehend. Maybe that's from all the movies I've seen, all
Could
the
be.
plays I've seen. Like, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying, oh my God, you're so hot, I'm turning into stone. It's just some people are just too hot. And it's not a bad thing. Like,
I think being attractive is typically helpful for people.
Pretty
I'm not
privileged.
certain. Yeah, I'm not certain that there's a. I don't know if there's a limit to it. Maybe there's like a diminishing return though. You get to a point where it stops being a benefit and just becomes whatever.
I
So
think
I'll
you're a
give you that.
perfect person if you are a perfect animated drawing of that said person. If that makes sense. Like a Don, not John Hamm per se, but a Don Draper is designed as like a literally made out of a laboratory of the masculine man.
Mhm.
Or if we
Matt,
go
who's
from
the
a woman's
prettiest
standpoint,
person you've ever seen?
Prettiest person.
Or the hottest person, I guess, right now you've
who
ever
is
seen.
the hottest person I've ever seen?
And if you say Sydney Sweeney, I'm getting off right now.
So it's not her. Who's on my hinge who's listening? I can say I'm kidding. I am really thinking. I'm thinking of I'm trying to think of an actress. That's a loaded question, Allison.
It is a loaded question. I wouldn't answer it. So
who is the hottest person I've ever seen? I feel I've
Ryan, your
definitely
answer should be your wife.
it
Nothing
is,
else.
but that's what I'm saying.
I've definitely said that before. Like, this is the prettiest person in my life, probably on the streets. I remember once in Miami, I did see this hostess that was drop dead gorgeous. That's really coming into my mind.
What restaurant? Now I gotta know.
I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. It was just in Miami.
All right.
So we'll go with
Hostess Miami.
A hostess in Miami.
I mess with Brett all the time. There was this TikTok trend going around, and it's like you're supposed to ask your boyfriend, do you have any photos of pretty girls in your phone? And you ask it like in a way so they're like, no, I don't have any photos of pretty girls in my phone. And then at the end you're like, well, does that mean I'm not a pretty girl?
Well, pretty girl and prettiest are different things. If my wife got on camera and said I was the most attractive man she'd ever met, I'd call her a liar to her face.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, I do think I have definitely seen people I felt, man, they're too hot. It's literally too hot to handle.
I've never
Then you
thought
meet
too
them
hot.
and talk to them and you think opposite.
Oh,
they open their
absolutely. Dude, that is literally exact. That's how it ends every single time too.
I met such hot people at the gym, and then they talk, and then they tell me they're a wannabe rapper or check them out on SoundCloud or something, and I'm like, I'm gonna go off myself in the street. Like, all right.
I've seen a lot of beautiful people. I saw a lot of beautiful people at the Yankee game.
Yeah.
But that happens at every Yankee game. I think when I started, I thought about this. Like, when I truly went to the game as a kid, even at a different stadium, like, all I cared about was the baseball. And I did care about the baseball coming into it, but there's just other things around too. My first game I was 8. I'm 31 now. And hopefully many more decades of more going to games. And that's the one thing that I've noticed since I started going to games by myself. Like, wow, there's so many hot Yankee fans. But there's also a lot of Yankee fans. There's a lot of, I've said that since since I started working. Like, wow, you could just go on the streets and just see beautiful people all over the place.
It's a young person's city in a lot of ways.
Yes and no, because in my opinion, because there is just a whole other culture beyond.
Oh yeah.
New York. I mean, I'm sure you could feel somebody in Boston feels the same way. Somebody in LA, in Miami, Austin. I'm literally not trolling when I say Memphis either, because there's just beautiful people all over the place.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I'm telling you, Wisconsin too. Before I moved, I like literally saw people and I'm like in Milwaukee or something, and I'm like, there's so many beautiful people here.
See, you also have you guys also have the farmer people. They lift things up, and that's a lot of muscles for being a farmer.
There you go. Okay. My next question of the day is, what's a green flag that isn't talked about enough?
Having good finances intact, like actually being able to like manage money and like have like investments and stuff, not just making a lot of money.
That's a
I actually disagree with that.
Like financial responsibility.
I mean, you should be financially responsible.
Ryan
But-
said, if you blow all your money, I will not judge you. That's okay.
No, I want to rephrase. I would like to rephrase because we were missing
I
some
just want to
context.
say there's a difference between actual financial responsibility and just making a lot of money.
There is, but more
I
importantly,
have a story for you, Allison, off air about
There
one
are-
of the people we were hanging out with.
so there are
Yep, gotta talk about that.
so there are people though, and I mean I know some of these people who don't make a lot of money, but what they do is they'll do the whole like investment thing. They'll be buying into crypto. They'll be doing these things with very limited money. These things certainly don't have a stable return. Sometimes they don't even have that high a return. And now they're wasting money doing quote unquote investments. I don't think someone saying, yes, I have an investment portfolio is necessarily indicating that they are financially literate. Because if you're spending all of your money by tying it into an investment that you need for paying bills, buying groceries, etc., that's not financially smart. That's actually really bad because now you don't have any money, and what you're going to do is you're going to put it on a credit card, and then you end up with massive amounts of debts while making very little in interest on your investments. So I just wanted to push back, just because someone can throw a lot of big
We understand,
finance,
Ryan.
yeah.
No worries. There's just a difference between being poor and being broke. Like, there's been times where
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of money in my account, but I was still able to manage and budget it correctly so that I don't have to file bankruptcy and stuff.
Yes. I don't.
And I think
it's-
Alice is just
yeah.
saying they just want somebody who isn't reckless with their cash. Like,
Sure.
like we see insanely high gas prices now.
Yep.
She wants to see somebody who will go to the pump, get a full pump throughout the week, instead of maybe trying to get $10 a day and waste all
Right,
of
just
it.
do a little farther.
She just wants somebody who can properly live their life financially.
Like past situations.
Not to speak for
I've
you,
been-
Allison, of course,
like
but that's what
past
I got out of it.
situations I've been in, like I've never like dated someone based off of like what they've made or anything like that. That's just not my style. I'm more of like a personality, but I'm just somebody who in the past I've dated people who are like very like they make a decent wage, but they throw their money at like stupid stuff. Whereas like present day me is like seeing people who like they have like a like they have someone that specifically manages their money and like they put investments in and they're also able to pay their bills and also like treat you and like do things like a good even spread like you know
responsibility is essentially what you're saying. Someone who's responsible with their finances and with their all that stuff, which I think is good. That is a green flag. I don't know if it's overlooked, but I would take your word for that. I'm trying to think of another green flag though.
I think just another. Yeah, I was gonna say active listening, engaging, because you definitely know when somebody wants to talk to you and somebody doesn't. And this will, I talked to Allison about having a friend, about our friend. I will give the quick spark notes from it, and then we could expand on it more, Allison, after. Long story short, we're at a group of people. Really rich guy joins this group of people. Really rich guy really likes Matt Brown.
Nice.
I liked him too. He's a good person, I felt. But rich guy drank a lot. Very drunk.
A lot.
He took the time out of nowhere and shows me, hey, I have too much money. And he shows me a Charles Schwab bank account. Very high six figures.
Did do it to another person I just found out as well.
Okay, we'll let more there. And I'll just say, said rich guy was trying to impress some of our mutual friends. Isn't that fair to say, Allison?
Yeah.
It didn't work out. So, various reasons from there.
very socially awkward, like nerdier, like type
Yeah.
of personality. But like, I don't think like the group of people we were with, like I try to take people in big groups, especially the Yankee games, to like have good vibes, no drama. Like I've weeded people out. Like I really want good vibes and people that are gonna like treat people with respect and get along and like bring people in and just like not exile people out type of situation. Especially when you're meeting new people, it's hard. And I think he came in and it was like no one was gonna judge him or anything, but he just got so drunk and he was flaunting his money and said, "I have too much money," and I was like, "There's just being very sloppy." And that was, and that was the thing too. My one friend, he was hitting on her a little bit, and at first when he got to the group before he started doing all that shenanigans, she was genuinely kind of interested, like, wow, he's worked in fashion and buying before, like she had good conversation with him, and he then just got so messed up and then started like showing his bank account information and saying he had too much money and
When all else
it
fails.
just
Do any of us
floppy.
remember the bank account information that we'd like to share off? Just kidding.
I would have.
just
I
said
would
it
have
was
got the
just
photo of it.
I meant the account number. Man, I was kidding.
Oh. You know what was so funny? I've never seen this before in my whole life. He drops the drink before it's served to him. And the bartender, well, you gotta buy another one. I don't know if you saw that, Allison, but I was
That's
like,
pretty
man.
funny, actually.
No, but that's really funny.
You've got to buy another one.
Yeah, I literally, you just see $15.
We said he had too
Can't even
much
do
money,
it then.
so it's fine.
I know exactly that he literally wouldn't have noticed. But that's not being financially responsible. That's just
No, it's
being
not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
My other question of the day before we move on. What's can I fit these two in? I'll try to fit these two in. One another dating relating one, then the last one.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most awkward thing that's happened on a first date? Whether you experience it or you heard someone else. What's the most awkward thing? I once had to meet somebody's parents on the first date. It was like, come inside. Been back in CT. Go to pick him up. Not a dating app situation, from a mutual friend that I met before. We go. I picked him up and meet my parents. I remember hitting it off well with the dad, mom, and she told me I got their endorsement, but it was just, where's this going? But I did see her a bunch of times after that, but I mean, that was weird. The very first time.
So this
And
probably
guess where we
explains-
went?
Oh, go
Cheesecake
ahead.
Factory.
I was just gonna say Cheesecake
Well,
Factory.
how old were you? That doesn't matter. We're not gonna get back into that.
It
can
was
of worms.
after college.
But no, I will say this, and this probably explains a lot. My very first date ever
in your life,
in my life, my very first date with my very first girlfriend. We saw her ex at the movie theater. It was very awkward. He just was staring at us. I didn't like it very
He
much.
just did. He watched the movie, stands up.
No, I mean he was in the lobby. I don't think he saw the same movie we did, but yep. It was I think it was 17 again, I think is the movie we saw.
I love that movie.
But yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's a good one.
With
But
Zac
yeah.
Efron.
Yeah, Zac Efron.
Oh
But
yeah, I love it.
So that was incredibly awkward having that, eye to eye in the lobby of the movie theater. First date ever.
Also, ordering something bad. I remember I went on a date in New York with a girl. Again, another person I just met on the streets. Not another dating app situation. Maybe. Yeah, I literally I think there used to be this bar called the 13th Step. They renamed it since, but I don't think it's as poppin' as it was in the late 2010s. You ever gone to it or heard of it, Allison? Yeah, it might have been a 2010s scene type of thing. And I just met her there. We hit it off, went on a few dates. But I remember, I don't know, I just was not thinking. We go to a seafood restaurant. There's that one thing I like. Now, I'm not as picky as I was back then. So I probably could have figured something then, but I remember one, she had a she got something. Maybe it was like seaweed on her teeth. I didn't say anything. I just didn't. I was too scared to say anything. But she goes to the bathroom, says, "Why didn't you say anything?" I said, "I didn't see it." And then the other thing, I didn't know. I saw clam salad. I thought, okay, so they're gonna give me clam. They're gonna give me clam strips with. I could get through this meal with a salad, vegetables, lettuce, the dressing, all that. But they gave me four. They gave me a literal bed of clams that I don't eat, by the way. I remember this thing of salt, like 5 clams, and I was fucked. I don't even remember.
And they
how,
weren't fried, right? They were regular
No, it was
clams?
just
Yeah.
right there. Come to think of it, I don't know. She gave me a few more dates after that. She must have really liked me because I literally was just standing there like an ass. I was talking with these clams. But
Should look
that
for
was
the
pretty
chicken.
awkward.
Most seafood places have one chicken meal somewhere hidden.
Yeah, and again, I'm not as picky as I was back in this would be like 2018. So
yeah,
different situation now.
I think I got all you got beat in embarrassing dates.
All right, let's hear it.
I met this girl in Long Island. We were smashing. She got a period.
Isn't that
While we're
sex?
smashing.
What? That's not a date. It's just sex.
I mean, well, yeah,
It'd be the date night to me. I paid for the hotel. We were watching a movie.
It was a deal. You watched a movie, fine. Netflix and chill. That's a date. That is. I mean, that does happen though.
I mean, it does.
That
She
can
was
happen.
embarrassed.
Yeah. So, I suppose nothing to be embarrassed about. It does happen. It can be done that way.
I was mortified when I went on a date with this guy and we got seated and he was upset because apparently he took all his first dates there and we didn't get the usual table. So, because someone else was sitting at it. So then the people that were sitting at his usual table left. And before the table was even cleaned off or he asked the waitress, he got up with our food, moved it to this dirty
That's
table because it
strange.
was his usual table, and then made the waitress like replate it and like clean it off just so we could be at the usual table.
So that's weird. I got nothing. That's weird.
Sweet.
Must be his lucky table. That's the only thing I could think of.
Well, it wasn't lucky enough because him and Allison didn't get
Didn't hit
full
it off.
matrimony.
That's right.
He did too many other things to be. No, that dude's gonna be alone forever. That's all right.
Well, you know what? He'll always have his table.
Yeah, good for him.
All right, my last question. Tell me, what is the most overrated song of all time?
Overrated song of all time.
My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
Okay.
Depending on the day, I could probably agree with that. But that song sometimes. But I love that bum 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 bum.
I think this
Mr.
is a new
Brightside.
one. I like Mr. Brightside, but I think, and this is a newer one. I think Pink Pony Club is overrated. People sing that all the time. I get it. It was funny. It's
which
not
one
that
was
funny
that?
anymore. It's the Chapel Roan song, the first one that really broke big for her.
You know what's
The
crazy?
Pink Pony Club. That one.
I don't know this. I only know Hotto, so
Oh,
I hear
okay,
where you're
yeah.
coming from, though. I'd probably say Mr. Brightside, man. There's that vanilla ass song that we've made an early clip before.
There's a lot
about-
of vanilla that like that song.
like I think just the Killers has some better songs.
They do.
Like
They very
a
much
lot
do.
better songs. And that's weird. That's the one. To the point where it's so overplayed, it's hard. It is the 2000s anthem by default, but it doesn't get me like hyped like an In Too Deep does by Sum 41. Also, Sweet Caroline.
Nah, I like that one too.
No.
It's a fun
Build
song.
Me
with the
Up
call and
Gutter Cup.
response.
I mean,
that one's
honestly,
overrated. I'll give you that. The Build
any
Me Up.
of the white wedding songs are probably part
Build
of this
Me Up is
overrated
definitely
song.
definitely overrated. I agree with that one.
What's that one? Rock Me Mama Like a Wagon Wheel?
Wagon Wheel?
Sure. That I don't like that song. That's the first one that just came to my head. So.
I'm trying to learn country this summer. I'm trying to get into it.
Yeah, yeah. Brett will
I wouldn't
help
start
you.
with Wagon
Leave me
Wheel. I think
alone.
I'd go somewhere else.
You know what I'm starting with? This is my plan. I'm gonna watch the Ken Burns 10-part documentary on country music. I feel that's a good start.
I mean, they're going to give you a lot of historical stuff. I don't know if the new stuff's going to sound the same.
Fair enough. I do like Chris Stapleton as a start.
He's a very good singer.
Great guitar player too.
I'm telling you, talk to Brett, Matt.
I am ready for him to
Be careful
teach
what
me.
you wish for, though. But maybe if he talks to you, he'll leave me alone.
You want to know? Brett, one of my favorite takes from Brett. Linkin Park's the greatest artist of all time. Not Michael
He
Jackson.
loves Linkin Park.
Not
He
Michael
loves
Jackson.
them.
Not Taylor. Not Elvis. Not the Beatles. Linkin Park.
He loves Linkin Park, guys.
That is absolutely a take. Isn't it?
Oh man, what other overrated songs are there?
Oh, you know what song? And maybe this is just me. I'm kind of tired of it's not even famous anymore, but that Umbrella song when we were growing up, Rihanna, I feel like that got overplayed.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I think that one got a little overplayed.
Again, another one, you know what's kind of overplayed is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, I think that one is overplayed, but I don't know if it's overrated, if that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe on the day, but I feel like a lot of bands, like most popular songs that are overplayed so much, there's just so much better songs. Especially Queen has.
Yes.
Queen has a lot of better. I think Queen has better songs than Bohemian.
Yes, I would agree with that. I read something recently about the Chili Peppers. That Can't Stop is like one of their most popular songs, and it's also like one of their least interesting songs to listen to. Yeah, it's their least favorite to play because of it. Yeah.
I get it. That is so true for being.
I do love that song,
my
by the
favorite
way.
band. That's my favorite band. There's a great documentary about the early years on Netflix right now. I gave it a 4 on Letterboxd. All right, nuclear opinions, everybody. Let's give our nuclear opinions. If anybody else has any unless anybody else has an overrated song, no. Okay.
No.
Nuclear opinion. I have to say, I got this from I got this doing the dating research, but I think it's very, very true. And I was like, that's powerful. She was talking about a breakup, this story. I think his name Hunter Prospo or something. And he tells the story, every stranger has a story.
Yeah.
And one of the comments was, she was talking about this breakup. It's easy to replace a person. It's rare to replace a connection. And you know the difference of that.
Yeah.
And
be a lot of people
that was
in your
pretty
life.
powerful, and I like that.
I agree, Matt.
Another part of my powerful euphemisms. Can't say the
Yeah,
wrong
no,
thing to the
that
right
was a good one.
person. You can't replace a connection.
It's much harder to replace a connection, than a person. People come and go.
Right. And I think that's not only dating too, that could apply to
Just
platonic
everything,
relationships, but a real connection like that.
Yeah.
And even when the ones you might be friends with a long time, but even if you go your separate ways, there truly wasn't a connection because you don't miss them.
Right.
But sometimes you do miss certain aspects or miss people, and you don't try to understand where people are coming from. You realize some people aren't as mature as you, and that's on them. But maybe that connection will bring you back one way or the other, which I do think there is. Sometimes it takes many decades, but connections usually don't die out. A true one. They might go away for a long time, but something pulls you back. Just something.
Agreed.
And yeah, and I think of a friend that I recently got back talking to again. And we had a falling out, but we were always extremely good friends, even though we looked at things completely differently. But I went on a date, and I ran into him at the bar with said date. The last convo I remember being pretty bad on my part, and I reflected on. I said so. I might have. I don't think I was wrong for what I said about you, but I went out of line, and he had every reason to look the other way, give me a cold shoulder, say something fucked up. But no, he went in and be the wingman for me with this girl. And yeah, it was great. Then we didn't talk again for another couple years, and then we came back together again recently. And I'm gonna get lunch to catch up one of these days. So it's funny how that works, and that's what I'm thinking. The difference between a true connection with somebody compared to
just a person.
Yeah. So there you go.
Agreed.
Deep.
That
All right,
is
someone
deep.
give me another nuclear opinion.
I mean, mine wasn't going to be deep, so I feel like I should think of a more deep one. I won't lie to you. Mine was going to be declarative, less opinion. But so if someone else has one, they'll go. But if not, I'll just say it and then keep thinking. Okie doke. So everybody who's listening to this show right now, we talk a lot about,
Brunson.
things. We talk a lot about things. You're good. Everyone listening should look up the 25th Amendment to the United States Constitution. That is a nuclear opinion, but it is required reading, and I have spoken. And I'll keep thinking while other people go.
Read the 25th Amendment of the Constitution. I will, just in case people are too lazy, if you don't mind me, Ryan.
Yeah.
25th Amendment of the Constitution
is about presidential succession.
Yes, the 25th Amendment, ratified in 1967, establishes clear procedures for presidential succession, vice presidential vacancies, and handling presidential incapacity. It ensures orderly transfers of power if a president dies, resigns, is removed, or cannot fulfill their duties, with 4 distinct sections addressing voluntary and involuntary transfers of authority to the vice president.
So there you go. Everyone listening to this should learn about the 25th Amendment. That's my nuclear opinion.
What the fuck is that about, Ryan?
You gotta read about it. You've got to do the required reading. We can't hold the hands to get there. This is like an ayahuasca journey. You have to come to the realization yourself.
Ryan, that's the most bullshit fucking nuclear opinion I ever heard in my fucking life.
All right, well, let's hear a better one.
Well, mine is, so my boyfriend is Jewish and Passover is going on right now. And you can't have bread for 8 days because whatever. I'll learn about it eventually and remember. But basically, you can't have bread for 8 days if you're like a real Jew. And they eat this thing called matzah, which is like not rye bread. It doesn't have wheat.
Unleavened,
or something.
I believe, right?
Yeah, that's the right word. I almost said levitated, but that's awkward. So basically, they eat matzah, and everyone talks crap about matzah. I have a whole box of matzah in my thing. I like it. I think it's so good. And it tastes like it's better than saltine crackers, I think. And it's just so good. And I really enjoy it. And I think a lot of the Jews are wrong. So there's that.
Specifically about the matzah, you mean, correct?
Yes, that's what I mean. Yes, about the matzah tasting bad. Not anything else. Y'all can, I believe in your Passover stuff. It's fine.
I've had matzah. I had friends who celebrated Passover, and I would have it at their place. I liked it as well.
I liked it. I think it's so good. Like, I just eat it and like find myself munching on it.
Jose, take us home.
Mine's not really big. Over the weekend, I went to the New York car show. And you expect when you pay $20 to go in a fucking car show to see new cars. Well, I didn't see anything good. I just saw people trying to sell me on trying to buy a new car. That is pretty much it. I paid $25 to have a bunch of salesmen trying to convince me to buy a new car. Instead of enjoying looking at cars, I got hot people coming at me like I'm a prostitute trying to buy a new fucking Hyundai or a Mazda.
I was saying, are they nice cars or no? They're just regular cars?
They have all types of cars. But I mean, I ain't gonna go buy a fucking Porsche. I ain't fucking or a Mercedes.
Well,
I ain't that fucking rich. I ain't
Did
fucking
you buy a car,
rich.
Jose?
I ain't gonna lie, I did want to upgrade my car, but I ain't gonna fucking lie on that, but I composed myself and got out that fucking place. And that's where I met fucking guy from the Fast and Furious. I was like, fuck it.
I saw that
Yeah, so
picture.
Han.
Han.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Nice
What
guy.
does DK stand for? Donkey Kong?
What happened? The
Dude.
fuck is that?
And with that, Ryan, Allison, Jose, you guys did an incredible job as always. Don't forget to check out our instant reaction to UConn and Michigan. Insane first half going on in real time. Then we got another tweet cap for you on Friday as we talk about what was trending in the week ahead. So all the love, people. We'll see you soon and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. And we'll check back in on Friday and talk about what happened in this crazy world of ours. See you later.
See ya.
Later.